Hi my love, so what is up? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, how are you? My name is Cheekarrr and I'm a YouTuber content creator based in Lagos, Nigeria. In today's video, like the title already suggests, I'm going to be giving you guys a 6 months living alone update as well as lessons I've learned so far. This video is for anybody that is living alone, plans to live alone, or wants to know what it feels like to live alone as an adult in Lagos, Nigeria. So if that sounds like something you're interested in seeing, then please do keep on watching. Before we dive into this video, I want to plead with you to please give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I do vlogs, I do reviews, lifestyle related content, so you're definitely going to find my channel helpful. So please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and leaving me a sweet comment down below. Oh my god, let's get comfortable, guys. It's been so long since I did a sit down video and I honestly don't know why. I think it was my anxiety. I think I got too shy to come up to you guys up close, or whatever the case is, we have a sit down video today and I'm super excited because I feel like you guys are going to find this video helpful. I moved into my apartment in May of 2023 this year, and this is currently October, so I think we've done at least 6 months, give or take, my apartment, and there's so much I've learned. And first of all, this is a disclaimer, this is not my first time living alone, but it is my first time living alone as an adult. Now I remember living alone as a student in Unizik back then, but it didn't really count because I was still getting pocket money from my mom. I was still hosting. I used to have friends over, sleeping over in my house, so I didn't really have the living alone experience. But now this is my first official time living alone as an adult. Over time, well, at least since I graduated, I've lived with my sister. It's just been a lot. I've always had someone living with me in the house. But this year I said, you know what, I want to live alone. I want to experience it, because before I eventually get married, I want to have the experience of living alone. I want to know what it feels like. I want to get to know myself even better. And this is not related, but I do have a series on my channel, Finding Her. It's about, discovering myself all over again, so you might want to check that out. Leave a link in the description box down below. So the first thing I'm going to say is living alone is very fun. I absolutely love it. I have no regrets whatsoever. But as you know, where you have pros, you also have cons, and that is the reason for this video. So living alone, I had a different idea of what I thought living alone was going to be like. For example, I thought it was going to be all smooth, no stress. First things first, let's talk about the bills that come with living alone. When you're living with someone, or when you have a flatmate or roommate, whatever the case is for you, you guys tend to share bills, right? This is not the case when you're living alone. Obviously, you have to pay I'm going to speak for myself. I have to pay my light bill, I have to pay my water bill, I have to pay security bill, I have to take care of myself. Just every bill is on you. So that is one of the cons, but I don't really see it as a con. I feel like it is part of the whole adulting process. So when I was not living alone, I used to think that when I start living alone, I'll be cooking more often, but that's not the case, guys. That is not the case. Like, I do not cook as much as I would like to. First of all, I used to think, okay, if I cook this pot of food, what if I'm tired of it by tomorrow? Who's going to eat the rest? So it's just a lot of mathematics that goes on in my brain when I want to prepare something to eat. So that's one of the cons of living alone, because I feel like if I was living with someone and I made probably like a cup of, maybe a pot of rice, I feel like, okay, we're going to share it amongst us. But when you're living alone, it's just you, and of course there's a way to store your food, but for someone like me, I get easily tired of something. So it's really, it's a very dicey situation. I really don't cook as much as I thought that I would cook when I'm living alone, so there's that. Also, there's the case of loneliness. I never thought that in a million years I would ever think I would ever be lonely, but that is the case for me. Sometimes I wake up just sad and depressed. Not depressed, depressed is a strong word, just very gloomy, not really excited about the day, nobody to talk to. And then you realize that in the whole of 24 hours, for someone like me that is not really much of a caller, I do more of texting. I don't like calls. If I'm receiving a call, it has to be an emergency. Nobody calls me out of the blue. I hate that, because I'm never going to go into that. But I realized that in 24 hours I haven't even actually opened my mouth to talk, like say a word. I'm just imagining, like, what if one day, I don't know, I slept and woke up dumb? What if I don't know and I just, just talking because, there's nobody to talk to. And if you're talking to yourself, then you really need to check yourself. You're not going to be talking much because there's nobody there. Another thing I've realized living alone is that you need to let someone know what's up. You need to let someone know what's tea. If you've been watching my vlogs for the longest time, at least 4 vlogs ago, I did you guys about my experience with my health, and no one knew what was going on. It was just me, and it was a really scary situation, and I don't even want even my enemy to experience that. So there's also that, the fear of what if something happens, who's going to come to my aid, because there's some health issues that you have that you cannot even reach your phone. For me, that was my case. I couldn't even reach my phone because my phone was in another side of the house, and I was in another side of the house, and I couldn't stand up. Felt like I was paralyzed. But I digress. So that's another thing that you need to consider living alone. Also, you get used to not being around people a lot. Now, this can be a good thing and a bad thing, but for the most part, I think human interaction is very important. And if you get too used to being by yourself, you will no longer have the social, you won't be as social as you need to be as an adult, because without other human beings we cannot function. No man is an island. I always preach that. So there's also that. It's easy to get too comfortable by yourself, and when you are in a social gathering, all you want to do is run home and be by yourself, which could be a good thing for some people, but it's not always the best. And I also realized that living alone will test you as a person. You cannot blame another person for maybe your mood. Everything is all over. So I want to say this. I saw a post on Twitter the other day where someone was saying that she just finished furnishing her house after 2 years of moving in, and a lot of people were in the comments saying all manner of things, and I would like to support her because it is true. When I moved into my apartment, I did not have a couch, I did not have a lot of things, and it took me a while to actually get those things, especially if you've never lived alone before. I was living with my sister at the time, so we did split some properties, and because she's my younger sister, she made away with a lot of properties. But I digress. So I had to start. It was like starting life all over again, if you know what I mean. So don't ever feel the pressure of doing everything at once, because I don't know about you where you are in the world, but for me, in this economy, you have to prioritize what you need. And when I moved in, I had only one AC, I didn't have a couch, and now everything is pretty much complete. The only thing remaining is just finishing touches, maybe some frames, maybe flowers, decor pieces mostly. So don't expect to do everything that you want to do at once. It's not easy. You might move into a place in 2020 and you finish furnishing your house in 2023. It be like that. That is adulting for you. Enough of my experience living alone. Let me give you guys the lessons that I've learned so far. Okay, first of all, like I already said, I already gave you guys something brief about what happened to me concerning my health. I'd like to advise that if you're living alone, always have an emergency first aid kit. As a child, I knew my mom always had this paint bucket, where she always kept our drugs, maybe drugs, plasters, spirits, all those emergency stuff, and we always had it in the house. And at some point I was like, what is this for? This is not a hospital. But when you're raising kids or when you're living alone, it's important to have those kind of things. First aid you could have, like pain relief, spirits, just cotton wool, just major stuff that anything can happen, guys. Anything can happen. You never can tell. That first aid kit is very important, and this may vary for different people. If you have asthma, of course you want to have an inhaler all the time. If you have ulcer, you want to have your drugs. If you're someone that, whatever your issue is, health related, just always have an emergency first aid kit. Also, this goes without saying, but always have your phone charged at all times. Always have your phone charged at all times, and this goes for anybody. Your phone is literally your leg when your legs cannot work for you. So always have your phone fully charged. Don't ever feel like, oh, I don't need my phone. You're going to need it in case, first of all, in case there's a health issue, in case there's a family emergency, in case there's a security emergency. You want to be able to reach out to people. Very important. Speaking of reaching out to people, the third lesson on my list is being friendly with your neighbors. I know there's a lot of people that like to do the whole, I want to mind my business, Guys, guys, I'm telling you personally from experience, even if you're not going to be friendly with all your neighbors, at least have one or two neighbors that you're cordial with, people that you say hello to every now and again. I'm not saying be best friends with them, because people have certain reasons why they don't bring neighbors close, and I completely understand that. However, it's important to have, you know, cordial relationships. I remember a few months ago when a neighbor of mine had an accident and there was blood literally everywhere, and she's the kind of person that doesn't really talk to people like that. So everybody started running helter-skelter, who can drive, who cannot drive, and they rushed out to the hospital that evening. Say this to say that if you have a cordial relationship with your neighbors, at least those are the closest people you can contact aside your family that's probably far away. This is for those of us that are living alone. So be cordial with your neighbors. I'm not saying be best friends with them, but hello, hi, good morning, how are you doing will not hurt you at all. This generation is so obsessed with minding their business, which is a good thing. But Nigeria, especially where I'm from, there's mostly communal living, and if you don't have a relationship with your people or your neighbors, it can be really hard when you need something from them. Because imagine not talking to me and coming to me when you need my help. Of course, I'm not going to give you an audience, so that's very important. Okay, this is based off of personal experience, but don't ever put your phone on DND when you're going to bed. I don't know why people do it. I cannot do it for the life of me. My phone has to be active 24/7. So don't put your phone on do not disturb for any reason. You don't know when your phone is going to need you. You're going to need someone. That's how someone is going to need you. And it's a good feeling when you are there for someone when they need you. So don't put your phone on DND. Also, another thing I've learned so far from living alone is when it comes to grocery shopping, I prefer doing a weekly grocery shopping than monthly stuff. Reason being that you live alone, there's no one to share most of these things with, and it's easy for these things to go bad. And what really profits you when you're trying to save money and then lose money in the process? For example, every week at least I try to make stew or rice or something. I feel like weekly shopping is more reasonable, it's more economical. At least in a week I can picture what I want to eat in a week, what I'll be craving for that week, as opposed to a whole month. Now for maybe rice, your dry food like rice, beans, whatever, you can shop for those ones maybe once a month. But the regular stuff that you use every time, maybe milk, you know, just regular stuff that you use from your day to day, you want to do it on a weekly basis. This will give you more insight on what you're going to be eating and what you're going to be spending, and it's easy to lose track of your spending habits, which is going to be a totally different video. So if you want to see, you know, what I spend living alone, monthly, weekly, whatever, let me know. I'll be glad to do that video for you guys. Okay guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope that you learned a thing or two. I wanted to make it quick. I don't want to waste your time, so I hope you learned a thing or two. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave me a sweet comment down below, and if you have more lessons for the audience to learn, let me know in the comment section down below. People will be watching. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.